Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Are the Watchers of Movies. Can you restart it?
No.
Okay, fine. Fine, don't restart it. All right.
I have the microphone and you don't.
I have a microphone, too.
Oh,
You just
well,
have
I
the
was
computer.
quoting The Wedding Singer.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that movie in a long ass time.
You know, that's because there's something wrong with you.
Okay. I mean, I'm not arguing.
Do you want me to start it over
I'm
again?
not arguing that. No, it's fine.
Good, because I was actually not going to, even though I offered.
No, it's funny. Okay, so everyone, my name is Lauren, and that's Samantha.
Oh.
She's not going to say her name. That's fine. Whatever.
I'm Samantha.
Too little, too late.
Oh.
All right. This week, our episode is going to be on Phantom of the Opera, the 2004 film. But before we start talking about that, I wanted to talk about a project that Sam and I are going to be doing for the next 3 episodes. Our underlying theme is going to be about the Black Dahlia murder, but specifically we are going to be mostly talking about the main suspect in her murder, George Hodel. Why are you sitting so close to the mic?
I'm just watching you.
Okay.
I don't know why you're freaking out.
I'm freaking out, man. In the first episode, I'm going to be telling Sam the true story of George Hodel and his family. You're freaking me out, dude. Okay. All right. The last 2 episodes, we are going to be reviewing the mini-series I Am the Night.
I don't know what's wrong with my eyes. They're just doing this.
She's looking at me with the crazy eyes. It stars India Isley as Fauna Hodel, a young woman who finds out that her grandfather is the infamous George Hodel. It also stars Chris Pine.
Ooh, Captain Kirk.
He is my favorite Chris of all the Chris's. Who is
Really?
a disgraced journalist. Yes, I'll tell you my ladder of Chris's in a second. Haunted by the case that undid his career. This is kind of a passion project of mine because it combines my 2 favorite subjects, movies and murder, and I really hope you guys like it. So let's talk about the movie. But first, let me tell you about my ladder of Chris's. So my favorite
The ladder of Chris's.
So my favorite Chris is Chris Pine.
Of course.
And it goes Chris Evans,
Oh.
Chris Hemsworth, and then Chris Pratt is way, way, way on the bottom.
Oh. Yeah. I really like Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Thor.
I
really like Chris Pine because I'm a fan of Captain Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of, what's the other Chris?
Evans.
I am a fan of Chris Evans because I like Captain America. And if Chris Pratt is listening, I think his best role was Parks and Rec. Chris Pratt.
Me too. Andy Dwyer for the win.
Yeah, I think I like Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, I don't mind Star-Lord, but I think
Andy
like
has
Chris
such a fun
Pratt
personality.
I feel like Chris Pratt in movies is like a caricature of what people think Chris Pratt is supposed to be, and he hadn't reached that point yet in Parks and Rec, so he's still kind of innocent and funny.
Yeah.
So
well, it's like, and then he got all like muscly, and then
that's true. Yeah, he's not like chubby anymore.
Right, and which I don't know. I like the chunkier guys. That's my thing. I like them a little, because I'm chunky, so I like them a little chunky too. So I feel like I'm a little delicate flower when I'm with them. Anyway, that's the story of, but. It's like he got the 6-pack and then his, relationship with his wife didn't work out, and then now he's married to Katherine Schwarzenegger or whatever her name is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Oh, really?
Is it?
I don't know.
I was asking you.
I mean, last time I looked at their family tree.
Right, of course.
No, I have no idea.
The one that you keep upstairs in your files, of course.
The Schwarzenegger family.
The Schwarzenegger family tree.
And you just reminded me of something. I heard an interview a while back with, I think his name is David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Oh, the guy that played Hopper?
Yeah, I might have his last name wrong.
No, I think that's right.
He was telling about how he was kind of sloppy, and he was trying to like work out and get fit for the role of Hopper, because he's like, I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna be like this toned policeman, and he had an acting coach or something who was like, no, don't play him as like the fit tough guy. Play him the opposite way, and it works so well.
Oh, it works so
like.
I would have never believed him being like the tough build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like Chris Pratt, I mean, he wasn't overweight or anything. He was just, like, soft.
He's an average guy.
And I think that is more of a true representation of, like, the characters he plays than him being toned, I guess.
I don't know. I just like Andy Dwyer better than Star-Lord. I think, I don't like those kind of characters. The, like, really over-the-top, masculine, like, macho characters. I think that they're really overdone and boring. But, I don't know. Anyway.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, let's talk about Phantom of the Opera, because we're getting into territory that is... Oh, it's only 5 minutes, so we're fine. Anyway,
we're fine. And we're talking about the Chris's.
That's, so. The all-important Chris's,
Everyone
obviously.
knows the Chris's.
The Chris's.
Everyone has a ranking.
Yep, and mine is, I feel like mine is unusual. Usually people are like, oh yeah, Chris Pine, I forgot he's a Chris, and I'm like, excuse me, how can you forget he is a Chris? Okay.
I like Chris Pine.
I do too. I love him.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor. Anyway, okay, Phantom of the Opera.
You know what they should call this movie?
What should
Pedophile of the Opera. I've been waiting all week to do this joke. I didn't want to waste it and tell it to you beforehand because I wanted a pure reaction.
Perfect. It's perfect. So what'd you think of the movie?
I did not like it, but...
Oh, I'm so disappointed. I was hoping you would.
Will clarify. A while back, you and I went and saw a play version of Phantom of the Opera, so I know I like the story overall.
Non-singing play version.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I like the story. I don't like what the movie did with the story. And I had some questions for you, actually.
Okay.
Because I did not like this movie. I had many problems with this movie, and I'm wondering how closely it represents what the Broadway musical and/or it's based on a book, I think, right?
Yes, it's based on the book by Gaston Leroux.
Okay, so I wanted to know how closely they interpreted it, because I can't figure out why everyone likes it. If they're like a dead-on interpretation, I can't figure out why people like it. Because it's creepy. And it's not creepy because there's a phantom, boys and girls. No, it's not a ghost story. It's creepy for other reasons. One of the questions I had for you.
Okay.
Is in the movie, Christine, her parents died, she's an orphan, and so when her father died, he said, I'm going to send the angel of music to you. And I don't know, he's going to teach you to sing or something. I don't know. So anyway, she's a kid, and she has to go live at this opera house. Don't ask me why. She's lucky she got to live in an opera house instead of an orphanage, I guess.
It's weird, though, because her father was like a famous violinist.
Yeah.
Like, even what you said, that they were like, oh, they're in a mausoleum. Why is she living in the opera house? Like, she should have money.
Yeah, the crypt she goes to is really fancy, and I thought maybe her father should have spent less money on that.
And, I know, like, you're dead. What do you need it for? I mean, come on, like, just get a nice statue or something.
Yeah.
I wonder maybe if she is not 18 yet, and she has to wait till she's 18 to get the...
She's not, because her gravestone said she was born in, 1854 or something, and the movie takes place in 1870, so she's only 16.
Oh. Ew.
But this is what I'm getting at. So she gets to the opera house, and she's a young child, and we find all this out as when she's an adult. She tells this story. The Phantom visits her, but she doesn't know he's the Phantom. She thinks he's the angel of music, so he teaches her to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where my question is. He starts grooming a young girl to marry him someday in the movie version. That's what he did, because he, kidnapped her and took her down to his lake lair, which I have many things to say about that. And he had, a wax statue of her in a wedding dress. And he's, aroused by her, and he wants her to run away with him. He wants her to, spend her life with him. Did he fall in love with her as a child and groom her? Because that's weird. Why do people... I'm getting close to the microphone. Why is everyone enamored with a story about a pedophile and a weak woman? She's a weak woman in this movie.
Yeah. Well, she's also 16 years old.
That's no excuse.
That is an excuse.
Anyway, no, that's my question, basically, is, in the original story, was he grooming her for marriage the whole time?
So, I only read part of it. I don't know, to be honest with you. I would say it's a definite possibility. But I only read like half a book.
Because even if... I just can't see any scenario where it's not weird. Because even if he didn't fall in love with her as a child, he, like, raised her and taught her music and fell in love with her over time. That's like if I had a child and I sent them to a piano lesson... I don't think he really raised her. I mean, he raised her in music, I guess.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because I think Madame Geary or whatever was more like her, like a pseudo-mother.
Right.
To her.
So, like, if I have a kid and I take my kid to a piano teacher, and, like, 5 years down the road, the piano teacher's like, you know what? I think we're going to get married. I think that he was a creep. And I mean, nobody in the movie is like sticking up for the Phantom. It's like everybody is kind of like put off by the Phantom, but they're not put off with him for the right reasons. And that bothers me.
No, they're like put off by the fact that he is like a bad, like 3rd-degree sunburn and not an actual deformity. Like, okay, so can I just
go ahead,
say something? Because
take it away.
For like literal, like over a decade, right? Like over a decade, since 2004, when she rips off his mask at the end when they're singing The Point of No Return, Press Point of No Return.
Yeah.
And like half his hair comes with him. I was like, why does half his hair come with him? Well, I realized, because I'm a totally complete idiot, that he has like 5 wigs in his little basement thing.
I didn't notice that either. Because I thought the same thing. I thought, I've definitely seen the mask, and there's no hair attached to the mask. So why is his hair all messed up now? He needs Bosley. Have you ever seen Bosley? The commercial?
I was thinking Charlie's Angels.
No, there's this commercial for a hair product called Bosley. It's my favorite.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, and he actually, you actually see him putting on the, like, not fully putting on the wig, but you see him adjusting it on his head.
I see.
Yeah. Then I was like, I can't believe I never noticed that. It's been 14 years. It's been 15 years. I can't even count. It's been 15 years.
15.
Because I saw that movie on my birthday, which is in February 4th. If you guys want to bring me presents, I love stuff. Anyway, I couldn't think of anything I like.
And if you're having trouble shopping for her, just get her
Amazon
stuff.
Gift card. There you go. That works.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. Yeah. So half his hair comes with him, but he's actually wearing a wig, which I didn't realize, and I felt like an idiot about. And I wrote this whole thing like in all caps. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't realize what this was. Like this whole thing, and
I like that. That's what you're like. No, how can I get this wrong? The movie got so many things wrong, and you're ashamed of yourself.
But I also, you have to remember though. Okay, so I'm 32 years old now. I saw it 15 years ago, so I was 17
I heard somebody told me that you saw it on your birthday.
I told you that, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's been 15 years.
It's been 15 whole years.
Wow. And your birthday.
Yep, my birthday. Mm-hmm. Yep. She's making fun of me. It's fine. We've been friends for a long time.
Well, I watched it just recently for the first time, and I didn't notice it.
You did? Okay. All right. Cool.
I didn't notice it. So I cannot blame you for not noticing it. Because it's almost like you watched it for the first time.
It is. Since 15 years ago.
On your birthday.
Okay. All right. Next question. What's your next question?
My next question is it weird that they all live in the opera house and it almost seems like they're all phantoms of the opera. Like, is the twist that they're all dead? Because they all live there, and there's like dormitories, so they sleep there and they live there, and I never saw them eating, so I can only assume that they're all phantoms of the opera.
I think that the younger girls live there. I think Madame Geary probably lives there, and her daughter, whose name is
Blondie.
Can't remember. Meg. Yeah, Meg.
Classic.
Anyway.
Also, they're not very French names, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Christine, Meg.
No,
Gerard Butler?
Eric. Eric is his name, yeah. Oh. Eric with a K. Eric with the K.
Eric with a K.
Eric with a K.
I'm Eric.
Hey y'all, I'm Eric, and I like to sing.
I'm Eric with a K.
I'm Eric with a K.
I'm looking for a nice woman to settle down with.
Hi. But she has to be 16 or under. She has to have the voice of an angel.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the fandom still.
We are talking about the fandom.
Because I didn't understand why she didn't just leave, like, her and Raul.
Well, so Raul obviously didn't live there, but I think
know,
that the
but
younger
why didn't he
girls
just
did.
say, Christine, come live in my house?
Probably because it was inappropriate for that time.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She had to stay there where the other guy was grooming her for marriage.
Yeah.
I understand now.
I mean, there would be no storyline if she didn't stay where the other guy was grooming her for marriage.
And we would all be worse for it.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. I mean, we would not get the beautiful music that we did, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it seemed weird that
I really wanted to sing just now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was like, no, don't sing. Because I don't know how legal it is for us to sing.
I think you can do like 6 notes before it's plagiarism.
Really?
Yeah, something weird like that.
Is that really
It's not
long?
very many notes. No.
Oh, okay.
It's like ba 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 ba. That's 6 notes. So that wasn't plagiarism. No, that was 5. So ba 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 ba. That's it. That's all we can do.
There you go.
And the audience is enamored with what just happened.
Totally. No, but to answer your question, I think the younger girls live there, the ballet dancers.
Okay.
I don't think that Carlotta did. I'm assuming she has her own place because she's a very famous singer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, I would imagine that the owners don't live there either.
I don't know.
Spend a lot of time there, but
yeah.
I mean, they could have it's a huge place. You know, they could have their own little separate rooms that have couches they can sleep in.
I guess I would like to live in a theater like in Inglourious Bastards.
I've never seen
Inglourious
Bastards.
Oh man, she has a cool apartment over a theater.
Does she?
Yeah.
I've heard. I mean, I know what happens, but I don't.
I just really like her living quarters, and so I guess living in a theater wouldn't be so bad if it was that.
I mean, if you're living in the Paris Opera House, heck yeah! Are you kidding? Have you ever seen the architecture of that place? It's amazing. It's
I don't know if I have. Did they use it in the movie?
Yes, I think. Yeah, yes.
Something I think the movie did really well
mm-hmm.
is they showed the backstage flurry really awesomely. It was really exciting to see just all these things happening at once, costume changes, people running all over, scenes changing, people coming in and out from on stage. I thought that was really well done. It was really awesome. I loved it.
But you didn't like the whole story. So you didn't like so what okay, so what am I trying to say here? I don't know.
When you figure out, ask me.
What am I trying to say here?
I don't know.
So you didn't think Gerard Butler was sexy?
Not one bit. No.
Really?
And you had told me before
I did.
You told me before I even watched the movie, the Phantom's not supposed to be sexy. He's so sexy. He's so sexy. I feel embarrassed how sexy I think he is. And I wondered if I was
sexy that many times.
I wondered if I was watching the right movie because I didn't see a single sexy thing.
Okay, but not even a little bit?
No.
Really?
Not a little bit. Also,
I thought he was a babe.
What? Why?
I just think it's just Gerard Butler, maybe? Even though he looks totally different.
I couldn't even tell it was him.
I know! He looks totally different. I love him.
Well, story's changing. You just
His
said he was sexy, and then you said it was Gerard Butler, but then you said it didn't look anything like it.
I mean...
No, I did not think he was sexy. Also,
I just think he's hot. I don't know what to tell you.
It's okay.
I have a little, I think I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's, the dark aspect of it, that he's,
pedophile.
Yeah, no.
No, I get it.
No.
Sometimes when I hear about pedophiles, I think, I'm turned on. I'm not embarrassed. Oh, that's gross. Let's shut that out.
Gacy, how's it going, bro?
What did you say? You groomed a child from you?
You had sex with a child that, no, you
No,
know what? I'm not even going to keep going because that's really bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just talking about, like, teaching a child to sing and then expecting them to marry him. That's where
we're just going to not even joke about that. It is not okay to have sex with children, everyone.
Keep going.
All right.
No,
I don't know. I don't know why I thought he was sexy. I thought there was something appealing to him, but I guess, like, so actually I wrote some notes down, which you know how I like to write my notes. But in the book by Gaston Leroux, what Eric really looks like in the book is that he is noseless, lipless, sunken-eyed face, which resembles a skull dried up by the centuries, covered in yellowed, dead flesh.
Why didn't they do that?
I don't know, and that kind of bothered me too, because it was like, that's kind of the whole point of the story, is that this guy is so horrendous to look at.
That's why he lives in the shadows.
Of him, right? Yeah. That everyone's terrified of him. But like, she took off his mask, and you're like, so half your hair went missing, and your face is kind of slightly burnt. Like, it's not that bad.
Because
it's like,
I couldn't figure out why
lunchtime to get it fixed by a cosmetic surgeon. It'll take an hour. Like,
in 1800s Paris.
Exactly.
I just couldn't figure out why he couldn't be a productive member of society, because like a quarter of his face was a little bit messed up.
Right, and that's the whole thing, is that it's, I mean, I think with Joel Schumacher, who was the director, he just really took a lot of liberties with that.
I do agree with you that there was sexiness between the two characters that I also didn't like.
And Eric? Or?
Because he took her down to his little, like, pond area, and every time he touched, like, he, like, rubbed his hand down her whole body, and she looked very aroused.
Oh, yeah.
So there was, like, an attraction between them that I am hoping is not in the original or in the Broadway version, because I think that's kind of weird, because if you think this guy is the angel of music, why are you attracted to him? And why is he, like, touching you like that?
Well, he's supposed to be almost like her dad.
That's even weirder.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly it. He's almost supposed to be like a replacement for her father.
See?
Because when he died, he was like, okay, so I'm dead now. But because he came back from the grave to tell us. Yeah. He was like...
Yeah, that's happening.
So that's not how it happens. That's not how it happens. Anyway, but he was like, I'm going to send you an angel of music, and he's going to teach you while I'm gone, or whatever. Or when I'm gone. And she's like, great. So, like, my dad sent him, so he's like my father.
That
and
sounds like what a pedophile would say.
I know. And you're right. There's when they are going through the lake in the basement, how has that lake not rotted everything above it?
Well, I don't understand how any of that exists. Because so he's not actually a phantom, he's just a man with a deformity. But when he's taking her in the boat, there's like chandeliers coming up out of the water, and they're already lit. So I don't know how he put together the mechanism to raise a lit candle from underwater. And I don't get it, because he's not mystical at all.
I know, but I don't think you're supposed to focus on that.
Well, they need to make a better movie if they don't want me to focus on that.
I kind of agree with you.
You can keep going.
And listen, Gerard Butler, I really like Gerard Butler, but he cannot sing. Like, I never sent you that Michael Crawford song, the one that he did, because he was the original Broadway star, and he was amazing.
See, I have to believe that the original Broadway version is so much better. Just
I think it is.
In terms of, like, the storyline between the characters and just everything. I have to, because I don't know, because I think it has good bones, so to speak. I just think it was done badly.
Well, and also, as I was saying, when they're going through the lake or whatever, and he's, like, helping her out of the boat, and she's looking at him, like, she is like, oh my god, he's so good looking, and he just took me on a boat ride, and it's so romantic, and like he's so mysterious, because half his face is covered. Like, what does it mean? What does it all mean?
You just
reminded me. The chandeliers coming out of the water with their fire on. I'm so turned on right now.
Yeah.
This lake is as wet as I am. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That was funny.
You just reminded me of something that I'm
so proud of myself.
I forgot, though.
Oh.
No, it's okay. It'll come back to me. It was something I was going to say about...
About the lake?
What was it? Yeah, it was about the lake, about the under area.
I don't know.
It's alright. Oh, no, you reminded me now. So, he lays her down in this bed, and then he closes this ridiculous curtain, and the curtain is totally see-through, so, like, we see the curtain come down, and I'm thinking, oh, that's weird. Okay, so he's giving her privacy, but you can still see him staring at her perfectly through the curtain, and I thought, what's the point of the curtain? But then, there's another scene where she wakes up from the bed, and she walks over to him, and she
caresses his face.
She mauls his face and caresses it. Like, she gropes his face.
Yeah.
And he feels her groping his face.
He likes it, though.
He puts his hands up to her. Yeah. And then she takes his mask off, and he flips out. But I don't know why he flips out, because he, like, basically let her take the mask off.
I know. Well, and you would think that he would not like her touching his face at all, since that's his, like, big weakness, you know?
Yeah. I don't understand why that happened.
So speaking of that part, I wrote down the part when the Phantom is singing the music of the night, and she is looking at him, like, all excited in the Pansel region. I was like...
Pansel?
Like, I kind of get it until she sees the creepy replica doll. I would be like, well, gotta go. It's been fun. I was gonna bang you, but I think I'll just leave now. Bye!
I was gonna bang you. Yeah, he has a wax statue that looks just like her. He has the ability to do so many things. He makes, like, little
like dolls.
Sets.
He has, like, a whole miniature.
Yeah, he's like a miniature opera house that he plays with. He made a wax statue of her that I think was actually played by the actress, because it looks so real.
Just like her,
and she's dressed in a wedding dress.
I mean,
what does he do with it when he's down there alone?
I mean, do you really want to get into that?
I don't. I actually don't.
Oh my god, that just sent me to, like, a
anaphylactic shock.
Anaphylactic shock. Yeah, I just... So, I think my biggest issue is the way that the Phantom is portrayed as more of a victim than a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like...
Yeah, and he killed people.
Well, and yeah, and it's one thing to show, like, the villain in a way that makes you feel empathy towards him.
Right.
But you're really not supposed to like him. He's a bad guy. But he's like, that's why, you can't make your bad guy sexy. Except for Loki, apparently. I don't know. I don't think he's sexy.
Loki
he always
looks
sexy.
greasy.
I know. I don't
Who
think
says
so
Loki
either.
is sexy?
Apparently, like, a lot of girls out there.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift thinks Loki is sexy.
Well, she dated him. She probably doesn't think
but,
he's
like,
sexy
she dated,
anymore.
like, Tom Hiddleston, not Loki. Who's a lot cleaner, I feel like. Because Loki doesn't look like he showers. His hair's always greasy. It's gross.
I think they look very similar. Almost like they're the same man.
What? Oh, how could you say something brave yet so... What does that mean? Like, yet so controversial. How can you say something brave yet so controversial?
I don't think Christine should be attracted to him as much as she is in the movie.
I agree with you, but I also kind of liked that she was.
I didn't, because he's a bad guy.
Still laughing at that.
Please laughing. You're loving
it. I know he's a bad guy, but he's sexy.
He's not, though.
He's a sexy bad guy.
Oh, boy. So, as I was watching the movie,
yeah,
I thought, this movie looks like a 1980s music video. It had, like, soft glow around some of it, and her hair was so dated, but not, like, oh, it's a period piece. No, it's, like, curly, like, she's in Whitesnake.
Like 80s.
And when they were in the boat, and they were doing, like, the big tune, the Phantom of the Opera song.
Music of the Night.
I thought, I like the song. I think the melody is very pleasing.
The music in this movie is amazing.
All the melodies are really good. But I thought, as I was listening to it, I thought, this is like a campy 1980s music video. The chandeliers are coming up out
I
of
can
the water.
see what you
It's
mean.
glowy. Her hair is too curly for the 2000s. That was not the style then. And it it was dated and it was kind of icky. And I looked at, not the song itself. I like the song itself.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Just the way it's portrayed. And I looked it up and I thought, oh, okay, well, I didn't realize this, but the musical was made in the 80s. So that kind of explains the 80s flair.
Mm-hmm.
But they really ran away with it in terms of cinematography. And there was some cheesiness that I couldn't get past.
Have you ever seen the music video for I Would Do Anything for Love by Meatloaf?
I think I have, yeah. It's
It's
been a
like-
long time.
Well, it's a great music video. First of all, I love that song. I love Meatloaf
Sure.
in general.
Yeah,
But,
I like meatloaf and I like the food meatloaf.
Do you?
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the person Meatloaf and not the food.
What?
I know. I like a lot of food.
I could eat meatloaf right now if you
The
set it down
person?
in front of me.
The food.
No,
Okay.
I'm not a cannibal.
All right. Well, we'll have to change that. I don't know where did that come from.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is people. How to serve man.
Okay, anyway.
We sound like we're two aliens, like planning on eating the people of Earth. We're like, they'll never know if we do a podcast.
We call it, we are the watchers of movies. Do you ever see that
Do you
comic
know
show?
what a movie is, Hammond?
Please, show us your moving pictures.
Take us to your leader. I want to eat him. Let's just change the subject.
So, I would do anything for love.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah. So,
Boom.
it has this, like, totally beautiful, like, super hot model in it. She's, like, you know, just,
She
like,
sounds
tall.
hot.
Like,
Interested.
she's gorgeous.
Keep going.
And then there's Meatloaf, who... Well, it gets worse.
How can
it gets worse.
Poor
So-
Meatloaf.
So she's basically like this woman. It's like a Beauty and the Beast type thing where she's like being kept in this castle and
Oh,
he's
sure.
like the Beast,
Mhm.
right? And then, but he's you know wearing this like makeup that makes him look beast like, but then he like turns into the like prince, but it's like Meatloaf, so he doesn't look that different.
Is that when she's like, but I
She
won't
was
do
she's
that?
like, what is that? How does that part go? She's like, would you hose me down with holy water if I get too hot? That's my favorite line. I love it. It's so great. But yeah, it's a good video, but it
I'll have to
reminds me
watch
of
it.
Phantom of the Opera
Yeah.
a little bit.
Well,
I mean, it's a little more like
or yeah,
there's like motorcycles in it and stuff, but
sure.
but
The Phantom of the
castles-
Opera was lacking in
There's not any motorcycles in that.
specialty products.
Yes, specialty products exactly.
Yeah.
That's a call back to my job.
There was something about the Phantom of the Opera. Did you have anything else to say right now, or did you?
I do have stuff
Oh,
about
okay.
the actual thing, but I don't like about the play and how much money it made and everything.
Oh, okay.
But that's it. All my other notes are done.
Well, in terms
just
of the
get that later.
story, so what?
We'll just get to that later.
Oh, okay. Well, in terms of the story, Christine and Raoul are like in love because he also knew her as a child. Apparently, she was like a really good-looking child because all these men, it's like they
Well,
get
he
it.
was a kid too.
I'm just kidding. I know. Okay, so they were children together.
Yes.
And he comes back into her life and they fall in love. And the Phantom, like, is jealous.
He is super jello.
Very jealous.
He is bright green
Yeah,
jello.
he's green.
He is very green.
And he
And
interrupts this, like, New Year's Eve party that the Opera House was having. And
Masquerade.
Yeah.
Isn't that a great scene?
it's good.
It's
It's,
a
really
great
good.
scene.
It's a good song.
Yeah. it
And,
is. Did you actually listen to the lyrics? Because I was watching the captions on there, and I was like, the song is super dark. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all like, we're gonna hide our faces until we die type thing. I mean,
Oh.
that's not it, but it was basically
so, like,
it was
eat, drink,
really
and be merry,
dark.
basically, or something?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was I was like reading the lyrics, and I was like, oh my god, that song is super dark. Like, whoa.
Huh. I didn't have the
Interesting.
subtitles on. There was a lot of times when I didn't understand what was being said, so I had to read the context clues, and I was like...
You know I always have subtitles on.
I should have turned them on, but halfway through I thought, it's already too late. So the Phantom shows them this. He says, I have an opera that I want you to perform, and Christine has to play the main role. So Raoul thinks up this, like, clever scheme to catch the Phantom, and he's gonna, like, use Christine as bait. And there's a scene before the opera where Christine is like, I don't want to do this. I'm really scared. And Raoul is like, just do it, baby. It'll be fine.
Dude, that part bothered me so much.
This poor woman. Everybody always told her, like, it's just a dream. You're just having bad dreams. And they knew there was a Phantom, and they knew that she was having weird issues with something. Why didn't they believe her? And why was she telling the man that she was engaged to that she was scared, and he not saying, okay, we need to think of something else? Instead, he was like, just do it.
Yeah. Well, like, and not only that, but they had irrefutable proof that he existed.
Yeah, and he's a murderer.
Yeah, and everyone, like, Joseph Bouquet or whatever, Bouquet, you know, the one, like, handyman that was, like, running around with the
that
noose
got murdered?
and, like, yeah. And he was, like, he put the noose around, like, the girl's body, and he was, like, pulling her close, and she's like, ew, don't fucking even.
And he was, like, telling the girls stories, and they're
and they're all, like, freaking out and shit. Yeah. Well, he died.
He got murdered.
Yeah, he got murdered. And he got murdered in front of an audience of people.
Yeah.
Like, all these people, a freaking full house. And, like, you see this guy just, like, drop down. Like, he's dead for sure.
Hanging,
Yeah, hanging by his neck. And everyone's like, it's just a dream, Christine. It's like, is she the only one in this world? Like,
I don't know. Like, I think they're all nuts.
It's just
they're all phantoms.
So, what did you think of baby Patrick Wilson? He's adorable.
Patrick Wilson.
Little baby Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson is kind of a strange actor to me because I feel like he has, like, a plastic face in everything I see him in.
Yeah,
it's as if he's David Duchovny in Zoolander, who, like, keeps his hand in a like a hyperbaric chamber or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like Patrick Wilson has, like, a face thing.
I forgot about that scene.
I don't know. I find him to be... I wouldn't ever say he was ugly, because very few people are, like, truly ugly. So I don't think he's unattractive. I just think he's different looking. Yes.
There's this... Okay, so this is, kind of random, but there was this dude that used to come into my parents' restaurant, and I swear, like, and I would always say this to everyone I worked with, I was like, that's the guy that looks like a sim. Like, he looked like a sim. And
I always, like, talk about soccer balls and sailboats, because that's what the Sims like to talk about.
No, like, he, like, I swear, like, I thought maybe this guy wasn't real because he always had a perfect 5 o'clock shadow. Like, every time I saw him, his skin was totally flawless. I'm pretty sure he did not have a single pore on his skin. But I was like, that perfect 5 o'clock shadow. Like, are you, like, just in, like, the, you know, bathroom every couple hours going, like, oh no, a little hair is poking out here. Just shave it down.
Like, 6 o'clock.
But
maybe he's the alien.
So I was talking to one of the guys that worked there, and I was like, "That's the dude that looks like a simp." And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Okay, he's over there. Look at him now." And I can't remember who it was I was working with, but he looks over and he goes, "Oh my god, he looks like a sim." And I was like, "I told you." Anyway, that's kind of what Patrick Wilson reminds me of. He's got
face.
Like a plastic face. Yeah. And he
does
really especially had a plastic one in Aquaman. I know you didn't see that.
I didn't see Aquaman.
He, like, he was very, like, which I'm pretty sure they made him look like this because he's supposed to be the opposite of Jason Momoa, who's got a very, you know, like, he's, I wouldn't say unusual, but he's definitely got, like, a more, like, wilder look about him. I don't know. I think Jason Momoa is handsome.
I think Jason Momoa is more handsome than Patrick Wilson.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Conventionally handsome. Patrick Wilson he's just unique. He has a unique face.
Yeah. He's a very talented singer, though.
I think he's a good actor. I mean, I've seen him in other things, and I've liked him. I think he does really well. I don't know if I'd buy him as the young love interest, I guess.
Oh, I can I kind of see what you mean.
Yeah.
Did you like Watchmen? Did you see that?
I liked Watchmen all right. I read the book, and I thought that the book, like, the source material is too vast for them to make a decent movie out of. And I thought that Watchmen had promising parts, but it's convoluted because the story is, like, they could have made it into, like, 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah. I didn't like Patrick Wilson and that one...
Oh, yeah.
Character. First of all, I can't remember her name, but I don't think she can act
Mayor
at all.
Ackerman or something.
Yeah, Malin Ackerman or maybe?
Yeah.
Whatever. Either way, everything I've seen her in, I'm like, ugh, this girl.
You know who
like,
I really
every time I'm like, oh, she can't even act. Like, why do you keep giving her work? She's terrible.
You know who I think is so good and so... I don't even know if she's underappreciated because maybe people like her, but I can't remember her name all of a sudden, so this is going to sound really believable, but she's also in Sucker Punch, and she's in...
Carla Gugino.
She's hypnotic. I feel like she, in any scene I've
God.
seen her in the movie, I feel like she takes it away, but in Watchmen, I think she did a phenomenal job in Watchmen. She had a very small part, so it wasn't... You know, but
she was in The Haunting of Hill House. She was the mom in that. She was very good in that. I love her.
I really
I've
like
been a fan
her.
of her forever.
Yeah, I think she's a very talented actress, and
Me too.
she should get more stuff because I
think she's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
She's just good. I like
Yeah.
her a lot. Yeah. And she's very pretty, I think, too.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love
And
her.
what's his name? Who played the comedian? I thought he did a good job.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Batman's dad.
Batman's dad!
Batman's
and
dad.
that is how we
Not
take
my
it full
favorite.
circle.
Not my favorite Thomas Wayne. My favorite Thomas Wayne. His line is Roche, maybe? Roish? I don't know. Oh, whatever his name was.
I like
we're not going to
Linus
call
and
it
Lucy.
Linus it's like Roach, but with an E at the end.
Roche. Maybe it's
Roche.
just Roche.
Roche. Maybe Roche, yeah. Anyway.
Let's spend the rest of the time just trying
He's
to pronounce
my favorite Thomas Wayne.
Mm.
He was also in Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Played King Egbert.
Lauren, do you like the show Vikings?
I fucking love the show Vikings. I talk about it all the time. It's my fave. I'm obsessed with it. It's a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be really into, like...
I've never seen it.
You know... I want to say a certain show, but I don't want to offend our listeners.
Just say it.
It's a very popular show.
What? What is it?
Doctor Who.
Oh. Listen. I don't like Doctor Who, and I don't care who knows
Neither
it.
of us like Doctor Who. I'm sorry, listeners. I know we've let you down.
No, we haven't let anyone. If you like Doctor Who, congratulations. The world is a big place, and you're allowed to like it. But do not ever expect us to speak highly of Doctor Who.
No.
I don't like it.
I did like Christopher Eccleston.
All right, well, there you go. So back to Phantom of the Opera. I thought it was weird that the Phantom was so, like, he had his panties in a bunch, basically, because he was like, nobody ever gives me a kind word. And the woman, like the main woman, the madame of the opera, like, rescued him from the circus and gave him a place to live. And how does he thank her? He kills members of her staff and is a pedophile towards her charge. So I'm not sure why him and her didn't hit it off. Probably because she saw his true colors. But she saved him. She saved his life. He was horribly
deformed.
I guess. Yeah, horribly deformed. But she saved his life.
That third-degree sunburn was really awful.
She saw a human when nobody else did. So I'm not sure why he's so bent out of shape, because obviously someone cares for him. And if nobody likes you now, it's because you're unpleasant. It's not because... I mean, life has dealt you a bad hand, but you didn't make the best of it. So that's not anyone's fault but yours.
Also, why wouldn't he attach himself to Madame Yuri? Like,
I don't know, because she was a child and they're the same age.
Yeah, it seems like, unless it was the type of thing where she was someone that he couldn't manipulate.
Could be. She was a tough old bat.
Tough old bat. You know, they're the same age, but...
Yeah, they're the same age.
And he was... he's supposed to be... He's actually supposed to be in his 70s.
See, he did not look like he was in his 70s. Yeah. But she had, like, a grown daughter, so I don't know. Well, she had, like, a 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
So she was probably, like, 40, I don't know, 50.
Well, I think they took some liberties with the story. I don't think
so,
that she,
well.
I don't think she actually helps him in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I don't know what happens in the play, but I know that I don't know. So, I can't remember. The last time I saw the play was forever ago. I did meet the woman that played Christine, though. That was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I met her before she was even in it. We would, like, happen to be at this little tiny, like, it was like Oliver Twist play, like in a church, and she was just like sitting in front of me.
You saw her in a play before she was famous for Phantom of the Opera?
No.
Oh.
This is the woman that played her at the Fox Theater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez,
I was like,
Sarah
holy
Brightman.
crap.
No. It wasn't
my
like
gosh.
No. What
is the odds of
that? It was really weird. I was like seeing a play. I was a friend's play, and she was sitting in front of us. Like, it was just like at this little church. And she was just sitting there. She was one of the audience members. And she was like, yeah, I'm playing Christine at the Fox Theater. And we were like, oh my God, we're going to go see that.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, cool, I got to meet Christine. So,
that's neat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyway, no, but it wasn't like the fame that, like, it was not like
Sarah Brightman
or anything.
Isn't she married to Andrew Lloyd Webber?
Is she?
I think she is. She was on, Wait, Don't Tell Me recently. And I thought that they said she was married to him.
I don't know. I just watched.
She's married to somebody in Broadway, like involved in Broadway things, and I thought it was him, but
I don't know. I just watched Repo the Genetic Opera.
I heard about that. I've never seen that.
It's I don't regret watching it, but like I probably would never watch it again.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Paris Hilton was in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was very, I mean, I liked it, I enjoyed it, but again, I probably would never watch it again. Yeah. Like, if you wanted to watch it, I'd probably watch it with you, but I wouldn't, like, actively seek it out. Yeah. Well, I would, but you know what I mean, so, but so while I was watching it, I couldn't help but think of you, because
I can't wait to hear what comes next.
You're gonna love it. Because there's a character named the Gravedigger, and I was like, wow, he's kind of hot.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Lauren and I have this ongoing joke where every time she sees, like, something, she says to me, like,
it's always
Kangaroo
weird.
Jack is kind of hot.
Oh, Jesus. No.
One time,
I mean, maybe Jerry O'Connell and Kangaroo Jack.
One time we were hanging out, this was a couple years ago, we were hanging out, and she said, randomly, I've been thinking about Nick Jonas a lot.
Oh, I saw gifs out of him where he was, like, having sex with some girl in some show, and I was like, whoa. Hey, Nick, JoJo. Yeah. So, but I obviously wasn't the only woman to notice him, because Priyanka Chopra just picked that, what is that?
If you like
Sash
it,
right up.
Yeah. Anyway, so
back to
the movie.
We are having so much fun discussing. So, the end. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Where they're in the lake, and Raoul's all, like, tied up against the trellis or whatever
the dungeon door.
Yeah. And she makes out with the Phantom.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
I thought it was... Well, I think it's like a classic someone has to make a decision moment. So the Phantom says to Christine, if you marry me, I'll let your real love live. But if you don't, I guess I'll kill him.
Yeah.
So she made a choice. Probably the most bold move she's made in the entire movie. She finally had a spine. She made a choice, and she had pity on the Phantom. And she kissed him, and I think the kiss she gave him was real, and I think it was not creepy. Actually, in one moment, I didn't think it was creepy, because I think it was a pity kiss. Like, she is resigning herself.
Genuine.
Yeah, like, I'm not meaning, like, pathetic pity. I mean, like, she's resigning herself to a lifetime with the Phantom because she wants to save her true love's life. And she has pity on the Phantom because he's had such a hard life, and so she's kissing him out of that emotion.
Yeah.
And I think that's, I mean, I kind of wish they didn't kiss at all, but I guess if there has to be a kiss, then I thought that they did it okay.
Yeah.
They portrayed that part pretty good. And then it obviously changes the Phantom's mind, and he lets them go.
Did you also notice that Raoul and the Phantom were singing, like, the same thing?
I probably did.
It was basically like, either way you choose, I have to win. And Raoul was saying, either way you choose, he has to win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know.
It's actually, like, I think probably my favorite part of the whole story, because it's so, like, well, first of all, Patrick Wilson, like, does an awesome performance in that scene, I thought. Where he's, like, freaking out, like, he knows he's about to die, you know, he's, like, panicking, and they're all, like, kind of, like, in this mode where, like, they're like, shit, someone's gonna die, I don't know what to do, you know? But they're both singing, like, either way you choose, I have to win, either way you choose, he has to win, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I really like the movie. I think a lot of it is nostalgia, though. You know, because I grew up with it, like, my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw it when I was 17 on my birthday on February 4th. Did I mention that I watched it in 2014 when I was 17 years old and it was on my birthday, which is February 4th? I even remember who I saw it with.
Oh, tell me, please.
I saw it with this girl named Crystal.
Crystal?
Stopped talking.
She wouldn't stop talking?
No, I wouldn't stop talking.
You wouldn't stop talking to.
Which you should know because you've seen movies with me and I talk. Well, you do too. We both talk. We're talkers. People do not like us.
No, we're not talkers.
No, we're pretty quiet.
I think we're respectful.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
We're not like, there's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's coming in.
Nobody is a talker like the people that sat behind me in Mike at the theater.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But, and my friend Nadja, who I just saw in Maryland when I went to Maryland. Nadja. And Nadja, and I think maybe my friend Val was there, but I can't remember. Val as well. Hey, girls.
Oh my gosh. Do they listen to this?
No. They should. I know. You know, they should. I'm going to call you ladies out. Y'all need to listen to our podcast because we're hilarious. And we like to sing every now and then, and we're awesome. Everything is awesome. Okay, anyway.
Everything is going on the team.
Are we going to get sued for the Lego movie?
If we get sued by the Lego movie, that'd be the best thing that happened to this podcast.
True.
And then Chris Pratt will know the things we said about it.
I heard what you said about me, Lauren. How do you even know my name?
Getting tweeted at by Chris Pratt when he was telling us off is the highlight of my year, I guess.
Be like, hey, I know.
Now, if I'm ever in a terrible meeting situation where I have to give a fun fact about myself, I can say that Chris Pratt told me off in a tweet.
I love that. That's a great fun fact.
Because the fun fact portion of getting to know you meetings is the worst. Because I don't think I have many fun facts. Like, I don't think I'm that fun.
I feel like I don't have fun facts either. I have fun facts that I store in my brain about other people.
But about myself, like, I don't know. I can never think of them on the spot. And
I'm
it makes me nervous. It makes me really nervous.
I'm related by marriage to Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think.
I'm related.
I feel like it's true.
I'm related by marriage.
Mm-hmm.
To Christina Herbolsheimer.
Whoa.
I know.
That's crazy. Who is that?
It's my brother's wife.
Oh, there you go. Oh my god, I love Christina Herbolsheimer. That's so funny that you mentioned her.
Related to her.
She's great. She's the best. Best. Makes amazing meatloaf. I was gonna say cookies, but then I was like, what if she doesn't bake? Meatloaf sounds like a good.
She makes
safe
meatloaf.
Food.
Like
for meatloaf. Mm-hmm. That's his favorite food.
Yep.
Actually, it's not. Oysters on the half shell are. Just kidding, I don't know. I just made that up. So, you want to know some fun facts about Phantom of the Opera?
I thought you would never ask.
Okay. So, the setting of the Phantom of the Opera was based on the Palais Garnier in Paris. The underground lake that Gaston Leroux wrote about is accurate to this opera house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a lake under the opera house.
Yep. And is still used for training firefighters to practice swimming in the dark.
What?
Isn't that kind
That's
of cool?
cool. So it must be pitch black down there.
Yeah. Except for all the chandeliers that are lit that come up from the water.
That come up from underneath. Yeah, good point. Touche.
The Carlotta was based after the late singer Mademoiselle Carvalho.
Oh.
Leroux was once a theater critic, and his brother was a musician, so he was knowledgeable about music and how to use it as a framing device.
Oh, that's cool.
So we all know it was turned into a musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber. But I want you to guess how much this musical has made worldwide since it came out.
$54 billion.
Well, that's a lot.
Too much?
A little too much.
380 million.
Okay, a little more. I'll just tell you. 5.6 billion worldwide.
Wow.
And has a Broadway gross just in New York City of $845 million.
Holy mackerel.
It was the most financially successful entertainment event until The Lion King surpassed it in 2014.
The Broadway version.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see that.
I saw it, the off-Broadway version of The Lion King.
Yeah.
The costumes and the set design is really cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally see that.
But it ain't no Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Okay, Patrick Wilson actually got his start in musical theater and was nominated for Tonys for his work in The Full Monty in Oklahoma.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Emmy Rossum is a classically trained singer.
Yeah, she did a good job. She had a nice voice.
Oh, so the movie, do you want to guess how much the budget was?
It was pretty lavish, so my guess is like 70 million.
Oh my god.
Really?
It's exactly
Is
right.
It really?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought they had more money than they knew what to do with. So
70 million, you are spot on. And then it made 103 million.
Oh wow.
380, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
103 million, let's just say.
Sure.
And that's it. That's all my fun facts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's on Netflix.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it's on Netflix.
That's how I watched it.
I watched it because I have the DVD.
I watched it in 3 sittings.
When I bought it in 2004 when I was 17 years old. Because my birthday is February 4th, 19. No, you don't need to know the year I was born. Even though I told you already. Whatever. Fine, bye. Not bye. We're still talking. What's going on? Sam, why are you laughing? That wasn't funny. This is our best show yet.
Okay. It has potential.
I feel like it's really good though. I was about to, have you seen Schitt's Creek?
No.
Okay. Well, you know how I like to imitate that one character from it? Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? I was about to do an Alexis impression.
Oh,
but
do it.
People don't. Oh, okay. Fine. If you insist. It's super cute that you, think this is, a really good. I'm not kidding of the thing I was going to say. What?
I'm not going to say that was a bad one. But no, I'm just kidding. I've never seen Schitt's Creek.
It's cute.
Something just
just
happened
happened out there.
outside. I don't know what's going on.
Something fell. Anyway, so
yeah.
I don't know. Are you done talking about the movie?
I think I'm done.
I
think I'm done talking about the movie.
I'm sad that you didn't think he was sexy.
I did not think he was sexy. In fact, nobody was sexy in this movie.
So, okay, wait. So one more thing before we finish. The past the point of no return, that whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think that was sexy? The whole, where they're
Lauren, I think I've already discussed the relationship between the two of them and why I would not think it's sexy.
I just don't understand it.
Okay, let me
explain.
Let me get on your level for a second.
All right.
The story opened up,
mm-hmm.
and we didn't know anything about him grooming her as a child. And Raoul was not in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I would appreciate a love story between the Phantom and Christine.
Mm-hmm. And if he wasn't a killer. Or is that your thing? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not my thing. I'm not like, oh yeah, he needs to be a killer. But no, I just mean, It's too weird. It's too weird. I didn't think any of it was sexy because their origin story is bizarre. And
Yeah,
she's
I agree.
She's not. I don't really like her character. I didn't find her to be like a tough woman. I didn't feel sorry for her because she just is, you know. So I did not think it was sexy, but in the right situation, I could potentially see a romance between them being kind of fun because it's kind of like illicit, and she shouldn't like him, but she does, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, you didn't think they had good chemistry or anything?
No,
or?
not really.
Really?
I didn't.
You know that scene where her and Raul are kissing on the rooftop? They
Yeah.
had to film it like a bunch of times, and their lips were really swollen because they had to keep doing the kissing part that they were holding like bags of like ice over their mouths.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. How much did they kiss?
A lot, apparently. Apparently they did the
hours
scene like 50 times or something, or
Jeez.
I don't know. Like
That's
it was
a lot
like
of kissing.
it was like a huge amount. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to test that. Kiss for hours and hours.
You
and see if
should.
my lips get swollen.
Just go to the roof and go, oh, Raul.
Not Raul.
And Mike will be like, why do you keep calling me Raul?
I don't want to kiss Raul.
Yeah, okay, but you don't want to kiss Eric, so whatever. Is it like a Sierra and Hines kind of thing?
Yes. It was the opera house owner. That's the one I was thinking was sexy. Did you ever see
What
Miss...
about Carlotta? You didn't think she had a little something up her skirts?
What?
I don't.
Did I think she was like a man underneath her skirt?
Did you ever see Stage Beauty with
Yes, I did. Unfortunately.
And the guy feels up Billy
Yeah,
Crudup.
he's like, did you find a guardian
Did you
at
find
the
a
gates?
guardian at the gates?
Yeah.
You didn't like that movie?
No, not really.
Oh man, I love that movie.
Mm. I bought it sight unseen when one of the Blockbusters in my area was closing.
Me too.
And I thought, I'm gonna love this! And I watched it and I thought, I don't!
That's funny because I did the same thing.
Really?
Knowing I would love it, and I did actually love it. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I loved it. I thought it was good. I haven't seen it in a long time, but...
Yeah, sometimes things don't hold up.
No, they don't. You know. Anyway.
Alright.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Alright. Thanks, guys. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter and... or not Twitter.
Not Twitter,
We don't have
Facebook.
Twitter. Facebook. But... the best thing that you can do is give us a 5-star review on iTunes, follow us on Spotify, and let your friends know about us. Because we're trying to get the word out there, and we're going to try and do some more newer movies. That seems to be a big hit. Aladdin was like a huge hit, which is awesome.
Aladdin is our number one.
It is our number one. We have
Yeah.
over 1,000 listens.
So why are you listening to that one and not the rest?
Yeah, exactly.
Leave us some feedback if you want us to do any movies or if you have any questions about us. Or if you're wondering when Lauren's birthday is, we've gone over that.
February 4th.
February 4th.
February 4th. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So, all right.
Bye.